Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. So today I want to talk about Adidas not renewing their contract after the 2023-2024 season, so they'll no longer be making jerseys after that season. Now, I know I'm pretty late making this video. This broke like 2 or 3 weeks ago or something like that. It's been a while, but I haven't really had the time to record, and I've watched some other YouTubers' videos on this subject as well, and I have a little bit of a different opinion than them, so I thought I might as well make this video. It's my own opinion, my own thoughts, and like I said, I kind of wanted to make this video anyways at that time, but I just didn't have time, so let's talk about it here today. Now, just kind of a brief summary of my jersey collecting history. I did start collecting in 2017 when Adidas took over. Now, I didn't buy jerseys because of Adidas. I bought jerseys because Vegas came into the league, and I thought their jerseys looked really, really cool, and I also needed a new Leafs jersey, and that's kind of what sparked everything and kind of started my jersey collection. Before that, I had never really bought any jerseys. Like, I barely even bought Leafs jerseys, so that really is what started it. I wasn't a jersey collector when it was under Reebok or anything like that. So I only started collecting once Adidas took over, but honestly, Adidas has never been my favorite brand of jerseys. I've never overly liked them. They've never been awful. Like, they have not been the worst brand. They're not Fanatics or anything like that, but they definitely have never been my favorite. I pretty much always preferred other brands above Adidas, but Adidas still has done some good stuff. Like, for example, their new 3D logos with the prime green jerseys are awesome. That is a really, really fun thing that they did. I mean, the prime green jerseys in general is just good. Doing something good for the environment, that's a positive. But the 3D logos in general, like, I have legitimately thought about buying new jerseys that I already have just specifically for those 3D logos, because some of them, they change the jersey a ton and they make the jersey look a lot nicer. So I do really like that aspect, and like the new reverse retros that are going to be coming out are going to look really nice as well. And kind of going on to that, the reverse retro kind of program that they've done, the 1.0, and now what they're doing for the 2.0, I think it's just a really fun line. You kind of got that old school aspect to it, but you're also kind of mixing in new school. I think it's just a really good idea. So once again, I think that reverse retro line, they did a really good job with. And I mean, overall, the general look of Adidas jerseys, I think they look pretty nice. I know people have some issues with some of their collars. They're not the best collars. I think I prefer Reebok collars over these ones here, but I still think they're a nice looking collar. I like the shiny kind of plastic NHL logo. I think that's really neat. I think just the overall look of a lot of their jerseys, they just did a really good job, but there is a lot of issues that I do also have with the Adidas jerseys. My first one, and it's something that I've said for a very long time, is the sizing in Adidas jerseys. I really, really don't like the sizing. Now, I will say I'm a very short person. I'm 5'2", maybe 5'3" on a good day. I recognize that I am extremely short, out of the ordinary, and I get that. That is completely fine, even though there's some other jerseys, like mostly like the 90s jerseys, that fit me really well, like the CCM Mascas. Those fit me great, but I understand it was a completely different time. They don't really make jerseys for my size anymore. But my issue with Adidas is basically their extra smalls and their extra extra smalls. So their size 42s and their size 44s. Those two jerseys, the way that they make them just comes out really, really awkwardly. Because a lot of the times with their smaller sizes, they don't really shorten the length that much, in my opinion. It feels like, honestly, a size 42 and a size 46, the length of them are pretty close most of the time. But what they do is they shorten the width of the jersey. So what ends up happening is the length of the jersey is still fairly long, the width of the jersey is pretty tight, and then it flares out at the bottom. So it kind of ends up looking like a dress. And if I wanted to wear a dress, I would just go and buy a dress. I wouldn't buy a hockey jersey. So I really don't like the fact that it kind of ends up looking like a dress on me. It just feels a little bit strange. I mean, it's not like, really, really bad, but it still kind of looks like that some of the time. So I really don't like the smaller sizes with Adidas. I have a really big issue with them just because they just make them so awkwardly, and they're just a lot tighter than they should be. And they just are still a lot longer than, at least in my opinion, they should be. They really don't shorten that length. So that is like one of my bigger issues with Adidas, but there's still a lot other things that I also don't like as well, such as their quality control. Adidas can be a pretty good manufacturer, and they can have really good quality with their jerseys, but sometimes, especially once again, in their sizing, they don't do a very good job. I've seen times where someone's had different size jerseys, so like a size 52 and a size 46, and they're the exact same size. So that is something that I've seen, and it's been a couple of times as well. It's not like just a one-off There's been multiple times where I've seen someone have two different size jerseys and they're basically the exact same size. And also to do with their quality is their factory customization on their numbers. These numbers here are good because they're not done just from factory customization, they're done from somewhere else. But Adidas factory customization are just god awful. They're just the vinyl one layer and it's just really, really bad. They bend really easy and they just look awful. They look shiny. They just don't look good. I also want to touch on the production of their jerseys, specifically the away jersey, because Adidas has basically stopped mass producing the away jerseys, which I kind of get in a way because obviously I know a lot of people aren't really a huge fan of away jerseys. I personally like away jerseys more than home jerseys, at least like the white jerseys more than the home jerseys. I just find they contrast a lot better most of the time. But anyways, that aside, they've kind of basically stopped mass producing those jerseys. So for me, a Canadian, if I go on the Adidas website and I try and buy a Buffalo Sabres away jersey, I'm out of luck. They don't sell it on there. There is literally nowhere that I can find a Buffalo Sabres away jersey, basically except for on the Buffalo Sabres team store. But that's basically a non-option for me to buy from them because I have to pay the shipping costs, which are like usually $30 American, and then I also have to pay the import fees. So I'm usually spending like upwards of $50 American just to get the jersey shipped to me and imported to me, which is basically like $60 or $70 Canadian. So I'm paying that on top of the actual price of the jersey. So it's just not even worth it at all for me to buy jerseys from the team store for American teams. And other than the team store, it is very, very hard to find those away jerseys for those American teams for me. It is just almost impossible. I basically just have to get lucky and find it on eBay or something like that. Like I would also like a white Kachina jersey. Good luck getting one of those. So that is another thing that I don't like about Adidas, but honestly, the biggest problem that I have with Adidas is the way that they market their jerseys. They market these jerseys here as the authentic jerseys. They're not authentic. And that is something that they're actually getting sued for right now, is the fact that they're calling these authentics, but they're not. They're more akin to like the Indo Edge jerseys that Reebok used to make. They're actually pretty much the exact same as those Indo Edges because they're both made in Indonesia. They kind of feel fairly similar. They have the fight strap, so they're kind of trying to be those authentic jerseys, but they're like an authentic replica. They're like halfway in between. And so like overall, they're still not bad jerseys. And at the price point that they're at, they're fine, but which is the way that they advertise these jerseys. They're just false advertising. That's what it is. At least in my opinion, they're false advertising these jerseys here. And I would totally love to get the actual authentic, like the made in Canada Adidas jerseys. It is something that I've wanted for a while, but they are very, very sparingly sold. A lot of the time, it's just, once again, directly from the team store. And you basically have to hope to get like a team issued or a game worn jersey. Although that being said, I have actually seen them being sold a lot more frequently lately, which is a good thing. I still haven't bought any yet because you do still have to buy them from the team store, but it is nice that it looks like they're selling them a lot more frequently lately. So that is a good thing, but it's a little bit like too little too late, right? And like I said, with the fact that they're basically trying to call these the authentic jerseys, they're still completely different and very, very different from those made in Canada jerseys. So like I said, I do think Adidas has done some good things, but I feel like they've also done a decent amount of bad things as well, or things that I at least don't like. So I am actually quite excited to see a new company kind of come in and take the reins and see kind of what they do. Now, who would I like to see take over? I don't really know, man. Like, I don't really think I have a good enough insight to see who exactly I would like to take over. I mean, I know CCM is in the AHL right now. I do like the older CCM jerseys a lot. Those are probably my favorite, I would say, but I know they basically make those jerseys a lot different because they made those in the 90s and the early 2000s. They're not making them the exact same way now. So maybe them. I know Nike has kind of been around and, you know, they're in other sports as well. I don't really follow the other sports too much, but obviously they've done some Olympic jerseys, which I think are okay. I don't love the Olympic jerseys from the ones that I've bought. Don't have a ton of them, but I think they're just fine. But it's not like I really care that much. Like, I'm not brand loyal to a specific manufacturer company. Like, I really don't care that much. We'll just kind of have to see who takes over. Like I said, I am fairly excited to see Adidas go, but honestly, I think this is just a positive for jersey collectors. If you like Adidas jerseys, guess what? There's going to be a ton going on sale after that 2023-2024 season. They're going to be blowing them out at retail stores for really, really cheap, so you can get a ton of those jerseys then. And then you'll also have someone new coming in who's going to give, you know, a fresh kind of look to jerseys. Even though Adidas hasn't really been with the NHL for that long, still nice to kind of get a new look every once in a while. So I really don't think it's that bad. Hopefully this doesn't age poorly, and hopefully I'm not looking back on this in like 2 years from now and going, wow, I really miss Adidas. I mean, I don't think I'll be like that, at least as long as Fanatics doesn't take over. Fanatics takes over, I regret this completely. But I don't think Fanatics is going to take over, at least I hope so. But overall, I do think this will be a positive thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited about this change? Are you not? Let me know. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at the Jersey Zone YT on Instagram and at the Jersey Zone on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.